Okay, for this little motor that's in here, probably the other thing I could think of probably the best way to clean this with is probably gonna have to have a. It's gonna have to spray some cleaner to try to loosen all this gunk up that's on the wheel itself. Since this wheel is too much of a pain in the butt trying to get out. Let's see if I can move this a little closer here to you. It's going to be a little low here. See if I can raise the elevation up here. Yeah, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to put some cleaner on there. Trying to get it soaked up there and just kind of take like a toothbrush and just kind of move along to see if I can try to get some of this crap loose. Not sure how well this is working, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Just kind of let it go around a few times. Make sure you try to get as much of this crud out. So, and you can see that it's seems like it worked pretty well. Not too bad at all. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad at all. It's kind of dark. There you'll see. I think that looks pretty good to me. So, I'm just going to leave it as that. So, we'll probably put like a little bit of grease on there, so that way this thing would actually be really good. I'm going to try to clean this shaft off a bit. Let's see, I might have some, I do. I'm going to use some of the trusty Scotch-Brite. And that's exactly what this stuff is. Oop. Trusty red Scotch-Brite. I'll take some of that and actually clean the end of this shaft here. It's kind of, you just have to kind of work it a little bit. I'll put my feet on this so that way it doesn't turn here. I'll keep myself away from the camera. And you can see what the difference is. You can see that it's all shiny now compared to what it looks like right here. So nasty. So all I gotta do is just work this stuff out, work this stuff in, and it'll take care of the nasty crap. A little time, a little patience. Or quite a bit of time and some patience. And I'm guessing when you go to repair or restore something, you really got to figure out and see how much are you really to go into it. And I'm trying to do as much as I can, so that way this machine would actually work within normal parameters. And you can see now that thing looks pretty good now. Cool. So. And of course, one piece of reminder, just in case when you go to take this thing apart, be careful just in case if this little bearing right here accidentally comes out from inside of here, inside of this piece here, where it sits on the top, because apparently this one here was stuck on there and then it fell down into the motor down here, so luckily it fell straight down in there, so I managed to catch it and then put it in here. So just in case if this is not in here, be careful. And there's one right here at the bottom, so watch it. Don't want to lose those. So I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to get my grease. Alright, this is going to be, this is just a retake on this. After the last part of the video, as you probably noticed, that I was told that I told you I was going to do the greasing on this, and I completely forgot about that on that session. I have no idea if I actually greased it or not. I just don't remember. It's been a while, so. But anyway, so I decided to insert this piece at the end of the other ones. So this will be done on a later date compared to the rest of the videos that was done last month. So, but we're gonna do this right this time. So. Get this cover completely removed, so that way I get this little baby nice and greased it up in here. Lubed it, so probably not going to be able to get all of it because of the way this looks. So, but at the end of the video, when I said I was going to put the grease in it, I tried to find the red grease that I used to have, but I could not find it anywhere. So instead, what I'm going to use a different type of grease, which will work just as well. It's a little water-based, so it should work pretty well. So, it shows a picture of gears on it, so it should work. I'll be using this white lithium grease, which you'll probably see this in a different video if I post it. If not, I probably might not even post it. I may not even post it anyway, so. A video of me trying to work on a TV VCR combo, and it kind of didn't work out. I tried to fix this TV that was at recycling, and for some other reason, everything failed because the darn thing was sitting in the dirt or whatever, and screwed the VCR portion of it really bad. I managed to get it to mostly work, but not good enough. So. The darn thing just refuses to play the tape correctly, so, but I managed to finally get it to load the tape, and also reject it without actually eating the frickin' tape up, because that's exactly what it was doing. It was kept eating it up. So, I'm only going to get the stuff in here in one portion. Of course, I'm going to use my toothbrush here, trying to get a little bit onto this gear here and some of these spots. I'm not going to be, like I said, I'm not going to be able to get to everything on this because it's a real pain in the butt to try to get this thing to turn. So, and there's actually no manual way to actually turn this motor whatsoever. So, it seems that I got my boot here just a little loose, I guess, or it seems like I need to have it on that flat a little better. But I got this new piece on here, which I will show later on. So I still got to tighten her up, but anyway. But as you can see, it's actually pretty greased it up in this one section, so there's a lot of the white lithium grease right there. So it may not be completely the best since it's not on everything completely around it, but it will work. So Well, anyways, so, but for how much grease I'll put in this thing, just a little bit here. It should do for now, since I do not want to take the time and disassemble this entire thing all over again. So I can actually get this thing lubed up. So I'm just gonna let it just run it through, and when it picks up some of this gunk that's in here, maybe I'll get to it. Even though I'll leave the inside of this a little messy, but I don't really care. So as long as this thing actually has plenty of grease, that's pretty loose, it'll work. So I still haven't found any information about these things whatsoever, these rubber grommets. I tried searching online for some information on them, and I can't really seem to find any whatsoever. So, but if I did manage to find some, then I'll probably get them ordered. But for now, they're just going to have to stick on there for now. So we're going to go ahead, since we got it lubed up in this one section, which is half the gear here, and that's going to run our it's going to run our spindle. Because this is the main piece right here that's got to run the turntable, pretty much. Because we know that the clutch runs the scan and load. It ain't like the other Seeburg designs where they actually use only the clutch for scan, load, and play. So, which is quite astonishing on how they got that to work. So, but this one can just use as a whole separate motor for the play. So, I'm assuming that the motor on this thing actually runs at the same speed as the 45 RPM ones, but this thing wants to constantly play on LP, so they want to use something that will constantly play on LP and not some 45 singles. Even though I'm pretty sure you might be able to convert this thing to play 45, but yeah, but the rarest thing is to find actual 12-inch LPs that actually are recorded only in 45 RPM speed, which most of those are the ones I only see are rare to find, and they only play in 45 speed, and they're only singled. They're only single cuts, with only like one song recorded on either side. So that's about it. So now we're going to get this back into place, and it should be good to go. Alright, now I got the motor back in place. I just got one last thing I got to do, which is not very easy whatsoever. It's probably the most difficult thing out of this whole ordeal, so kind of bear with me on this one here. I think for the hardest thing to deal with on this, I'll move this piece here, that way you can see what's going on, is to actually put this spring back on. Which I'm thinking it's actually best to try to get this thing down from the bottom first, because it's got more of a hook towards the bottom of this thing. So this thing is a real pain in the frickin' butt to work with. I'm going to zoom in and see if I can get this thing to tilt for me. Alright, this thing's close enough. Alright, so we want to connect the spring between this loop here and this loop. So let's see, we got the motor bent end up towards the top, so we're going to put the less bent one towards the bottom here. So I'm going to try to get this in here. It's a real pain in the butt to get it in there.